Yo, it's good? It's your boy Kurt, and today, man, we have another reaction, no? So ngayong araw, mag tayo sa another What Nobody Understands, no? And by Casual Chalk, and today we have Josh of SB19, and again, we already reacted sa naunang apat, no? And we have Josh sa pinakahuling What Nobody Understand series natin, no? And again, mas nakilala ko yung mga member ng SB19 sa panonood nito. Again, shout out to Casual Chalk. But we have Josh. Without no further ado, man, let's get it. Horror na naman.
Mukha lang ako hindi legit pero dati dumadayo talaga ako ng Dota.
I mean, come on, man. Dati siyang tagabantay ng com shop. I mean, I feel like hindi ka magiging qualified maging tagabantay ng com shop kung hindi ka naglaro ng Dota, no? I feel like lalo na sa panahon na yung, alam mo, yung usong-uso yung com shop talaga. Yung kabataan, most probably, I mean, hindi naman siguro ganun nalala yung edad namin, no? So, most probably, same kami ng generation na sobrang grabe. Alam niyo naman yun, no? Sobrang grabe yung kasikatan ng com shop, no? Dati, pumasok ako sa school, minsan hindi ako kumakain sa school, man. Buong week, no? Minsan lalakad lang ako pa uwi. Tapos iniipon ko yung baon ko and buong weekend nasa com shop kami. Naalala ko meron kaming com shop doon na kaibigan namin yung may-ari. Nasarado na yung com shop, no? Kami lang naiwan sa loob, no? Naka-open time kami. Minsan pwede kaming umorder sa kanya o niluluto niya kami ng noodles or pasit canton or pwede kang tampla ng kape. Siyempre may bayad, no? Pero andun ka lang. Doon lang, naglalaro ka lang, no? So, ganun yung ginagawa ko. Minsan buong Sabado, no? Umuwi ako, like, linggo na ng tanghali para proper rest, no? Tulog, tapos laro, tapos tulog ulit, tapos pasok na naman, no? Same cycle, no? Saya. Wala ko masyadong iniisip, no? Yeah, sarap maging bata ulit.
Sabi nga nila, unique yung voice ko. Hindi na lang sinabing pangit.
Sinong pangit poses? Sino
Sabi
si
nga
ano?
nila, unique yung voice ko. Hindi na lang sinabing pangit.
SB19 Josh embodies the word charisma in the P-pop industry. Some people
Come on, Josh, no? Si Josh talaga yung laging nakawala ng damit eh. Alam mo yung sino nanonood dito ng Fairy Tail? Lumot ako yung, tagal ko na kasing dinanood ng Fairy Tail eh. Last na panood ko ng Fairy Tail like 2018. Yung last na nirewatch ko siya. Sino ba to? Yung laging, rival ni, patuloy yung bida, nakalimutan ko na yung pangalan eh, si, Natsu. Sino ba yung ka-rival niya, yung blue yung buhok, parang gano'n, no? Parang gusto siya.
would even kill just to get a taste of his life, surrounded by loyal friends and fans who would do everything for his success. However, behind the golden facade hides the painful truth. From falsely accused of cheating in games to proving himself innocent by becoming a champion. Some haters even see him as the group's weakest link. So in today's video, haters will be proven wrong and viewers will be given
Yeah, you know what? Sa dami nating napanood na docu from Casual Chalk, like yung episode or Sesame 19 story, mga episode, and also sa mga What Nobody Understands na from Stel, Pablo, Justin, Ken, no? Lagi na lang sinasabi na siya yung weakest link and siya yung pinaka hindi magaling, siya yung may masabi na lang. May masabi na lang. Hindi mo na alam kung sino. Sino ba talaga weakest? Sino ba talagang hindi marunong? Parang lahat na lang sinabi. Sino nang magaling? Kasi pag sinabi mong siya yung pinaka hindi magaling, ibig sabihin, merong magaling. Diba? Yung dahilan, bakit mo nasasabing siya yung hindi magaling or hindi masyadong magaling? Kasi ibig sabihin, merong magaling. Pero I feel like lahat na lang sila sinabihan ng ganun eh. So, sino magaling? Right? Hindi na nag-make sense.
inspiration because his journey is nothing short of electrifying.
Oh, Casual Chalk. Casual Chuck actually predicted, man, electrifying. Like, yung powers ni Josh, right, sa dam is electricity, electrifying, psychic Chuck. We're the same now. Oh, the intro in here. Ooh. Kailangan talagang i-zoom in sa abs, man. Papahiya ka naman, Casual Chuck eh.
Josh Cullen Santos was born in Las Piñas City, Philippines. He was raised by his mom,
Magkalapit lang
Aldrin,
pala sila ni,
along with his sister,
Pablo.
Yuna. He also had 2 other siblings who didn't grow up with him, and they remain undisclosed to this day. When
Oh,
Josh was
diba?
3 years old, they moved to Imus, Cavite. Having a single mom
Oh shit, ito, dumira din siya sa Imus? Hindi na lang nasabi, no?
Josh and his sister had to be entrusted to the care of a housemaid because their mom had to work away from
Oh,
home to
shit.
support them. But
Oh shit. So, dito na tayo. Ito yung gusto kong panoorin dito, no? So, again, di ba nabanggit doon na minamaltrato siya ng katulong.
instead of receiving care, they experienced hell at a very young age because this so-called housemaid physically tortured them by making them strip and pouring melted candle wax all over their bodies. I'm not even sure how long this went on. Probably long enough that Josh was already able to remember it before the abuser got eventually apprehended and put into jail. He even
nakulong
shared that he
siya.
still has the burn scar
Oh shit, man. Ano ba yun? Psycho? Na nai-enjoy niya na masokista? Masokista. Ano ba tawag sa sadista? No? Na i-enjoy niya makita na saktan niya ibang tao. Ganun ba? Lalo na bata. Sa akin nangyari yun. Shoo!
to this day.
Pasag
Josh was a
talaga.
very smart kid as he was a consistent honor student until he
Oh,
reached the
shit.
3rd grade. This was when things started to take a turn for the worst. Josh had to drop out of school with his sister because their mom couldn't afford their tuition anymore. They re-enrolled the next year, only to drop out again for the same reason. So Josh's
Oh.
former classmates became his sister's classmates, which led to her getting bullied at school for being a repeater. There was an instance when Josh got into a fist fight against his own former classmates to defend his sister. Imagine how messed up that is. Anyway, their family's financial standing gradually went on a downward spiral. They were barely eating once a day. It even came to a point when they only ate salt, soy sauce, and ketchup as their viand dish. They moved homes constantly from medium-sized apartments to smaller ones. Now, I don't know exactly how their situation got so fucked up this quickly, but Josh openly talked about it on his YouTube.
Oh, that's the first time na narinig ko si Casual tsaka nagmura, no? Sa mga docu niya.
They moved homes constantly from medium-sized apartments to smaller ones. Now, I don't know exactly how their situation got so fucked up this quickly, but Josh openly talked about it on his YouTube channel. So going back, there was no
Talaga?
denying that young Josh and his sister were in a very uncomfortable environment growing up. I can imagine how their living conditions could mess with their head, especially at a
true.
very young age. This was when
Yung ganitong klaseng backstory, ito yung kadalasang backstory ng mga villain no? sa mga palabas, right? Parang si Josh may karapatan siya maging villain paglaki, no? Pero he chose to be an SB19 member.
their coping mechanisms started showing up. For Josh's sister, he was
Kung ako yun, man. Kung ako yun, foo. Pag nakalaya talaga yung atulong na yun, baka ako na yung pumalit sa kanya sa kulungan.
rebellion. She constantly got into intense
okay.
arguments with their mom, so she was barely at home. Josh was even asked to look for her at some point, and that's when he found out that his sister had started drinking. As a young teenager, Josh didn't know how to handle the situation, so he kept
True.
it secret and took care of his sister in his own way. Yuna even talked about this in public.
Puro hirap yung naranasan namin. Alam mo yun, kaya masakit sa akin pag nakikita ko rin nahirapan yung kapatid ko. Kaya ngayon, masaya ako kasi na-achieve niya yung mga gusto niya. Akala ko iwan niya na ako. Hindi, siya lang yung kasama ko. Hindi ko kaya siguro pag iniwan niya ako. Sayote. Pag wala kami talagang pagkain, no? Yung sayote kukunin ko, bili ko ng lulutuin ko, tapos yun yung kakain namin. Alam mo yung hindi niya ako kayang buhatin, pero bubuhatin niya ako. Yes, si Josh, yan. Ganyan yan dati si Josh, ganun siya kabait. Susunduin niya ako, ihatid niya ako sa bahay. Ate, lasing ka na naman. Ginaganon niya ako. Bigla na lang ako PPM na, uy ate, huwag ka matakot na, mag-stand to your own, out of your box. Hindi niya ako, iniwan. Natutulog ako sa likod ng multicam. Tapos nakita ko ni Josh, ano ginagawa mo dyan? Baho mo na. Sabi niya ganon. Sabi niya, mamaya, alis si mama, maligo ka ha. Pag alis ni mama, ganonin niya ako. Tapos, di ba nasa bahay pa si mama, ayaw pumasok. Nadala niya ako pagkain doon. Sa likod na ako sa tika.
Palaglalayas, no?
This only showcased that Josh already had a good heart from the start. And if you think they already went through the worst, it only gets even worse. Josh got diagnosed with stage 3 dengue. And it was so crazy because they only found out
What the hell?
about it when Josh started puking blood. So he immediately got hospitalized, which meant draining their finances even more. The good thing about it was that they had a relative in the US who lent them some financial assistance. He
buti
gradually
lang,
got
man.
better and got out of the hospital.
Man, dengue is I mean, we all know this, pero dengue is no joke, man. Kung na-dengue ka, tas hindi ka na-agapan agad o hindi ka dala sa hospital, man, lalo na sa kalagayan niya, stage 3 na dengue. Kung walang tumulong sa kanila noon or hindi dala si Josh sa hospital, man, knock on wood, pero di ba? Swerte pa din kahit paano.
They were fine for a while until their family's loans started piling up and there was nowhere else to borrow money from. They hit rock bottom.
Oh, that situation, man. Napunta na ako sa ganyang sitwasyon, no? Malulunod ka dyan, man. Sobrang malulunod ka dyan. Lalo na kung yung binabayaran mo is mataas pa sa income na pumapasok sa'yo. Unti-unti kang malulunod kasi ang paraan mo para mabayaran to is umutang ka na naman, di ba? Para mabayaran mo tong isa. So, nalulunod ka ng nalulunod kasi buwan-buwan ka nagbabayad with interest, no? Kumunoy. Yan. Kumunoy ang utang, man.
To the point that they were forcefully evicted from their rented home, and I don't mean just receiving an eviction letter, but actually having a squad of authorities haul their belongings off the property.
Shit.
Josh saw this moment as his wake-up call. He was so fed up with the situation, so he decided to take matters into his own hands by leaving his family to become independent. He started working as an internet cafe attendant while crashing into his friend's house and didn't even mind sleeping on the floor.
So, parang nangyari, parang at the same time, umalis siya, no, para para maging mag-isa, so para hindi siya maging pabigat, no, sa pamilya niya. At the same time, no, naghahanap siya ng trabaho para kumita, na hopefully in the future, kita siya ng sapat na para makatulong, no. That's hard, man, lalo kung bata ka pa. Bait talaga ni Josh, man.
If his sister's coping mechanism was rebellion, his was different. It was gaming. He fell in love with highly competitive games such as Dota, Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is considered as an okay player while this...
Kilala niyo ba yun? Kilala niyo ba yun, ha?
He fell in love with highly competitive games such as Dota, Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is...
Kilala niyo ba yan? Ha? Comment down below kung kilala niyo ba yan.
considered as an okay player while this one is the epitome of soft...
Yan ganyang itsura. Yung ganyang itsura ng mga kasama mo sa mga kalaban mo sa com shop ng pustahan. Huwag ka nang lumaban. Ibigay mo na lang yung pamusta mo. Yun yung mga Yun yung mga 6 hours sa com shop, ano pa lang yun, stretching pa lang. 'Di ba? 6 hours nila, ano pa lang yun, pampagana. Man, yun yung humahakot ng oras na nasa com shop lang. Tapos yung pag niyaya ka na ng ano, pag nakita mo yun na dumayo sa inyo, yung tipong alam mo na magbabayad ka. Mga ganyang itsura, men. Mineski Gaming.
someone who could give you a run for your money? Well, Josh was exactly that. He could build Lothar's Edge in
Oh, shit. Sino gamit niya ito? Si Nevermore?
and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is considered as an okay player while this one is the epitome of someone who could give you a run for your money? Well, Josh was exactly that. He could build Lothar's Edge in 5 minutes and he used to visit nearby towns' internet cafes with his buddies to play competitive Dota, Biolan, and won most of them. There was an arcade called Flashback in Cavite.
Flashback Arcade. Dito. LAN game pa no dahil sa Dota, no? Hindi katulad ng Dota 2 na na online, no? Kailangan na isang com shop lang kayo. So harapan talaga yun, no? Sobrang solid ng trash talkan kasi magkakaharapan kayo.
Where the name Byte was commonly seen in the top score leaderboards.
Uh-huh.
And guess what? That
Siya
name
yun.
belongs to this kid. His name earned the reputation of a DDR master. He even competed professionally and became a champion. He got so good at video games that when he started playing Call of Duty, most of his opponents mass reported him because they thought he was cheating.
Oh.
In reality, he was just too good. This led to his account getting wrongfully banned. So this was definitely a huge setback for him. But Josh wasn't gonna go down without a fight because after a couple of years, he would join one of the biggest Call of Duty tournaments and end up winning the entire thing.
We're down to just 40
Oh, shit.
players left alive, and yeah, it's an attempted backstab, but yeah, Josh is on the case. We want to congratulate you on your victory. I mean, you've won the
Damn
showdown, an incredible run. But how do you
Let's
feel?
go,
How are you
man.
feeling right now?
Well, I'm actually really overwhelmed right now. Honestly, I didn't get to play Warzone for almost like 2 years already. After the
He did it live.
Shit, man. That's a fucking flex. No? 3 years siyang hindi naglaro ng Warzone. Pero nanalo pa rin siya.
While thousands of viewers were watching. He didn't only prove that he wasn't a cheater, but he also showed that he was a force to be reckoned with as a gamer. By doing this, he earned the respect of gamers all over the world. Am I enjoying too much talking about Josh's gaming redemption arc that I forgot to talk about his job? Sorry guys. So while working as an internet cafe attendant, he started reviewing for the alternative learning system. Due to his innate brilliance, he easily acquired his high school diploma around 2010, which is around the same time when K-pop exploded in the Philippines. He inevitably got exposed to K-pop and immediately liked Big Bang, so he started going to K-pop events where he eventually saw Stealth performing with Seiyon. Josh became an instant fanboy. Just take a look at his old tweets. Stealth pretty much inspired him and made him want to become a performer. Josh's new quest was officially on. He formed a dance crew with his gaming buddies and they
After dominating on gaming scene, no? Being a champion sa Dance Dance Revolution, man. And now he has his new mission locked in, no? And si still and yung K-pop, yung pagputok ng K-pop is one of the reason why we have Josh right now, no?
called themselves Big Bang.
Big Bang. Hindi pa sabay-sabay. Kiyomi.
We all start somewhere, don't you agree? Back to his job, the family who owns the internet cafe he was working at
Ganda ng editing ni Casual Chuck dito, no? Gaming din. Yung transition effect ni Casual Jock. Nice, man.
apparently wanted to adopt him, but their attitude towards him noticeably changed after finding out that Josh had started performing. They suddenly increased his 9-hour shift to 18 hours, which left him no choice but to quit the job. He was given only a week's notice, so he had to find a new one as quickly as possible. His best option was to apply as a call center agent. In his first 2
call center
attempts,
din pala
he
siya.
passed everything except the final interview because he was lacking a college degree. So he tried to put college undergrad on his resume, and that's when he got accepted. He finally found a stable job that allowed him to pursue his dreams. He continued performing, which led to him crossing paths with amazing performers such as C13 of SNJ, getting mentored by Stel with Seon, competing against Ken's Amigos, and then becoming a mentor himself to Justin with Zero to Hero.
Nice.
It's so amazing how he quickly evolved as a powerhouse performer even before the whole training thing with Show BT.
Yeah.
In fact, he would become one of the biggest reasons why SB19 came to be because he was the one who recruited Ken and Justin.
Oh, yeah. Oo nga, no?
During their rise in popularity, Josh started hearing about his long-lost father.
Opo, never po. Recently
talaga?
po parang may nagpakilala po
Oo
sa
nga,
akin
no?
na kapatid po ng father ko.
Never nga palang nawala sa isip ko, no? Never, hindi ko lang na-question kung bakit hindi kasama yung tatay nila sa paghihirap nila nung bata siya, no? Nawala sa isip ko.
Kaso daw po, wala na daw sa katinoang isip. So, nagpupo na lang po.
That's sad, man.
So fast forward to today, Josh is now a part of the greatest P-pop boy group ever assembled, backed with almost unbreakable records and even more achievements in the years to come. And speaking of achievements,
Years
you
to
can
come,
become an
man.
executive producer by signing up for our
Oh.
channel's highest tier. Not only you will
Ay.
help the channel, but you will also help SB9 team to be promoted worldwide through my videos. So after hearing Josh's story, would haters still think that he's the weakest link? In my opinion, it will be the opposite. He pretty much blew the haters away.
I don't even wanna hear any haters anymore, no?
Everything that he went through taught him exceptional skills that gave him an unfair advantage in his chosen field. And he doesn't even brag about it. Just take a look at this one. Want more of this? Here you go. Contemporary? Check. Hip-hop? Check. Girly? Check. You can put a check as well on the musical instruments like the keyboard and the guitar. Even
Nice.
choreography. And talking about checks, how about fat checks? Because the dude is an investor and practices stock trading.
Oh,
It is
shit.
even rumored that he's one of the richest SB19 members and makes the biggest business decisions for them. He gained the respect of his co-members because he's a survivor. He used his experience to keep the people around him involved, not just within his group, but also everyone in the music industry. He could easily become a life coach if he wanted to. Josh is simply the perfect example of talent and hard work. Which brings us to the lesson of his story. In his tale, we learn that no matter how broken your life becomes, everything will be fine as long as you don't break yourself. By not giving up, he slowly acquired different tools that would
grabe.
eventually allow him to fulfill his destiny. He believed that the best way to predict the future was to create it. So he kept learning and started surrounding
ganda
himself
nun.
with the best people available.
Yeah,
He
para
proved to
mag-improve
us
siya, no?
that failure only wins if we give it permission. And
Yep.
dreams do come true. It's just a matter of decision.
Let's go, Josh. Alright, well again, that's what nobody understands about Josh of SB19. And man, what a story, no? Grabe, yung pinagdaanan. Alam mo ba kung anong nagustuhan ko dito, no? Grabe yung pinagdaanan ni Josh, no? Grabe yung hirap na pinagdaanan niya. I feel like kung pag-uusapan natin ng hirap ng buhay, no? Ng hirap ng buhay, dagok ng buhay, kay Josh yung pinakamahirap, no? Siya yung may pinaka malalim pinagkukutan bata pa lang, no? Siya yung napakalaki yung sa murang edad, minaltrato siya ng katulong. Di ako talaga makapaniwala doon, ng katulong nila, no? Na bankrupt sila, pinalis sila ng bahay, no? Single mother yung nanay nila, lubog sila sa utang, di ba? Pero what I like about the story of Josh is he's not a quitter, no? He's a fighter. Parang sa buong story na yon na sinabi ni Kuya Anthony Casual Chuck sa atin ngayon lang, no? Na never kong narinig doon na halos tumigil na siya or nawalan siya ng pag-asa o hindi niya na kaya, di ba? Every time na merong magsasabi sa kanyang hindi mo kaya, he always proved them wrong, right? Every time na may challenge na darating na mabigat, he always find a way to solve it or, to solve the problem. Kahit naman kabigat, no? And that's what I like about the story of Josh, no? Marami mang hirap, pero nakaya niya lahat. Sabi nga, I am actually not I'm not a very religious person, no? Gusto ko maging honest dito, pero I feel like kung sasabihin natin na yung sabi nga nila na walang problema na mabigat na ibibigay ang Diyos sa'yo na hindi mo kaya, pinapatunayan ni Diyos yun, no? Na kahit gaano kabigat, yung problema tungkol sa pera, isa yan sa pinakamabigat na problema ng Pilipinas, men. Kahit sinong tao siguro may problema sa ganyan. Pero, nakaya niya. Diba? So, example na lang yun. So, yung pinaka nagustuhan ko dito sa kwento ni Josh. And, Josh created his own future, no? And that's what we're watching for today. Sana gustuhan nyo. Leave a like and subscribe. Kung gusto mag-react sa video nyo, artist, man, singer, rapper, song, just comment down below. Mag-react tayo dyan. And that's it for me today. See you on my next vid. Stay awesome.